Hello and welcome. Plenty of talk since last night. Plenty of talk since last night about one fundamental thing. Is KKR without Gautam Gambhir the same? Is Chandrakant Pandit as good a coach without Gautam Gambhir as we have seen last year? Joining me, Bharat Ramraj Gargi Raut, Debashish Sen. All of you guys have seen social media. There is tremendous amount of talk. Even in the mainstream papers, the question is being asked, what is wrong with KKR? Chandrakant Pandit at the center of this whole debate. You know, Chandrakant Pandit last year, even the year before, won the Ranji Trophy, got to KKR, big call that a domestic coach was given the charge of an international franchise, and thereafter did not do well. Unfortunately, did not do well with KKR in the first year. Thereafter, things completely changed when Gautam Gambhir came in. And the moment that happened, Chandrakant Pandit, Gautam Gambhir, that KKR went on to win the trophy last year. Again, this year, the start has not been good. There has been talk about the pitch. Devashish and I were talking about it today morning. You know, year before last, first year of Chandru Pandit, pitch controversy with Nitish Rana. Last year, not one reference to the pitch under Gautam Gambhir, not one. Again, this year, reference to the pitch, distraction. So is Gautam Gambhir the issue? Chandrakant Pandit, how good is he as a coach without Gautam Gambhir? That's the question I'm asking. Bharat Ramraj, you've tracked domestic cricket well. Tell me, so far from what you have seen, Chandrakant Pandit, is he good enough to play, balance players at this level, a Russell, a Nareen, some of these superstars, or is it only about domestic cricket? And the presence of Gautam Gambhir was essential. Where do you stand on this, Bharat Ramraj?
Yeah, there are two sides to look at it. If you have seen how he has coached Madhya Pradesh and their cricketers, if you go and ask some of their cricketers, even those who had to leave Madhya Pradesh and play for some other team, like obviously Sharma had to try his luck somewhere else, and all these players, they will tell that Chandrakant Pandit has his own style of working. Maybe sometimes for some players, it might seem like he's too strict with the way he approaches a particular player. He might shout or something on those lines, or he might pull your tie, or kind of he might that's pull your shirt if he's very angry or on those lines. So that's one side. But obviously Chandrakant Pandit somewhere in an interview also told that I will change my approach when it comes to coaching all the star players and all that stuff. He had said it in an interview. So maybe not right on our part to only look at how he has coached domestic cricket teams. But having said that, I think Gautam Gambhir is someone I think has that sense for T20 cricket. Sense means like which player to send at what position, or on those lines, or it could be something on the lines like some player is doing well in the net practice and picking that particular player and making him play maybe at the top of the order, like he did with Sunil Narine. He perhaps didn't have that kind of confidence last season, and I guess it was Gautam Gambhir who ensured that Sunil Narine would go out and bat at the top of the order. So has that sense or has that knack of picking players at the right time for the right position. So I think Gautam Gambhir, when it comes to T20 cricket, has made a huge difference to the KKR setup. But maybe as a kind of an outsider, perhaps not right on our part to just criticize Chandrakant Pandit just because his coaching style with domestic players is different.
It is
Maybe
not a
he
criticism. It is not
yeah,
a criticism. We are just trying to analyze that. Does he need, is Gautam Gambhir's presence in that dressing room
yeah,
that much more important? Yeah, I get your point. I get your point that he's kind of said that he wants to change his coaching style. But given the way KKR has started this year, this is a question that has to be asked. That was Gautam Gambhir the glue that kind of got a Shreya Iyer and a Chandrakant Pandit together? Was he the glue that got all superstars, a Nareen, Andre Russell, and all of these fellows on the same page? Devashish Sen, where do you stand on this? How important is that Gautam Gambhir presence? And without Gautam Gambhir, are you kind of thinking that Chandrakant Pandit is struggling a little bit? Or can he get his act together? Devashish Sen.
Yeah, obviously, it's always going to be different when it comes to coaching in an Ranji first class cricket and coaching in an IPL. Means IPL is all about dealing with the foreign players and as also the Indian lot. Yes, so as far as Indian cricketers are concerned, especially And Chandrakant Pandit is one name that is well respected, means having coached multiple teams for multiple Ranji titles. But when it comes to coaching overseas cricketers, obviously you need someone who will immediately, instantly draw that on that respect. That was the case with Gautam Gambhir when having played 58 Test matches for India, 147 ODIs. So you automatically are, and being a member of a World Cup winning side. So you automatically on that respect from even the overseas cricketers, which was means obvious as far as Chandrakant Pandit. You might means obviously when it comes to overseas cricketers, it will take time. Obviously, there's a cultural differences. Means someone, an West Indian like Andre Russell or a Sunil Narine, he might not be inviting the same approach as you might be with a Harshit Rana or a Vaibhav Arora. So clearly, as Chandrakant sir said, that he would need to mend his ways as far as coaching is concerned, but definitely there is definitely it is this. I KKR is filling the absence of Gautam Gambhir. There are no two ways about thinking of because Gambhir, with his approach, with his managerial skills, definitely transformed the KKR side last season when it went on to win that IPL title after 10 years.
A lot of questions, and we will take a lot. Gargi Rao, there is a lot of questions. Vaibhav Taragi, multiple people saying we are actually not giving. Vaibhav saying no one is giving credit to Shreyash Iyer. Mohit Zameen se jude insan hai, Pandit ji IPL playing is taking over him. A lot of questions on Rinku, but is it also, I mean, we are talking about Gautam Gambhir and Chandrakant Pandit, Gargi. Is it also about Shreyash Iyer? And that's the absence that maybe Shreyash Iyer was not given, shouldn't have left Shreyash Iyer, Priyanshu. Shreyash Iyer was the glue. Is that something that KKR is acutely missing again? Gargi Raut.
It could very well be. And, sometimes what happens is Shreyas Iyer did not contribute with the bat significantly in the last season. But you never know what he is contributing behind the scenes. You never know what he's doing in the dressing room or what he's contributing to the atmosphere. And a captain does not have a single responsibility, right? They have to hold the team together. They have to take very, very important tactical decisions, and maybe Shreyas Iyer was best at that for KKR. Maybe there were some behind the scenes decisions or planning or tactical things that were going on with him and Gautam Gambhir that made KKR what it was last season, what made them the champions. And it could very well be that it was Shreyas Iyer who was holding the team together. It was Shreyas Iyer who was taking, really good calls alongside Gautam Gambhir. But when you look at this team, it does not inspire the same sort of confidence. The kind of confidence that Shreyas Iyer had as a captain was actually incredible to see last season. Even though he wasn't contributing with the bat, he was commanding the team very, very well. And that set him apart as a captain. Maybe, at this point, we're all thinking KKR should not have let go. In hindsight, of course, maybe they thought they would find a better captain, but clearly not. Maybe Ajinkya Rahane going forward can take control, but you also have to give him time. I think that's where fans are getting a little bit impatient. It is his first time in the franchise, if I'm not wrong, and he's coming in as the captain. So there's going to be a lot of pressure there as well. And Ajinkya Rahane is not someone who plays IPL also very, very regularly. So you have to take that into consideration in this format. But when we talk about Chandrakant Pandit, I have seen him very, very closely. And the way that he functions is not for everyone. But at the same time, he is a proven coach, and he wins titles. He is a winner as a coach and commands the dressing room as well. So when you have a Chandrakant Pandit, a Gautam Gambhir, and a captain as a Shreyas Iyer, of course there's going to be a lot of firepower in the team. Maybe they're not inspiring the same sort of confidence this time around, but I would still say that give the franchisee some time.
Well said a point on Shai sir. I honestly believe outside of Pat Cummins, obviously, if you don't take Pat Cummins into the equation, I think in the IPL, Shai Sir is currently the best Indian captain going around in the IPL. So, he's someone who has strong gut feel, backs his conviction, and as he showed in the last game, he can also lead from the front. You can see how he backed Vijay Kumar Vaishak as an impact player. to go and bowl those wide Yorkers. That's a gut feel that Shahis Iyer had, and he basically backed his gut feel. And Vijay Kumar Yabashak went and delivered the goods. So I think he's the best captain going around, best Indian captain going around in the world of IPL currently. So somewhere here or there, they would definitely miss Shahis Iyer and his leadership qualities.
Devashish, a lot of people here also saying Rahane is not the best choice. Rahane is a finished story. Investing in him was wrong. Fit monk. Rahane not the best IPL player. Iyer and Hardik, okay, that's a different question. But Ajinkya Rahane, going forward, Devashish Sen, can he do the job?
He might well do the job for KKR, but at least in the initial 3 matches, he hasn't looked to be confident. Clearly, he was feeling the pressure, and it has got to be. Coach, captaining a Mumbai side or captaining an IPL franchise is a hell and hell different. Means obviously to be constantly being under the scrutiny. Obviously, every move that he makes on the field, his moves will be scrutinized, and that is what the case. And even more so with a franchise like KKR, whenever he steps onto the field, that's 65, 70,000 people constantly being at you, that will put immense pressure on you as the captain. And now that KKR has lost 2 matches out of 3, it will put even more pressure. And obviously, I don't buy that idea of giving time. In a franchise cricket, you got to perform or you perish. It's as simple as that. By the time if you go on to lose 5 matches, you might as well be knocked out of or missing a chance of qualifying it for the playoffs. So it's clear and simple. You either perform or you perish. You either perform, start leading the KKR side with your captaincy, leading from the front, perhaps scoring runs, are also leading the way as you have led Mumbai to Ranji titles. But no way you can give time. Means whoever it is, be it Ajinkya Rahane or a Venkatesh Iyer, I don't find any. I don't care. Means obviously you have got to perform or perish. It's as simple. By the time if you take 5 matches to settle down, by the time the IPL might be as well as over for you. So I think it might sound a bit harsh, but yes, with due respect to Ajinkya Rahane, he needs to pull up his socks and start leading KKR to win matches now from here on. At least the home matches. There are 6 more matches to go. So the sooner the later, starting with this game against Sunrisers Hyderabad, the better it is for KKR and also the entire team.
Some people are saying Shreyas Iyer was there in 2022, Gargi. Did not make much of a difference. It was Gautam Gambhir. The only 2022 Shreyas Iyer was there. 23 Shreyas Iyer was there. But 24 he was there. 23 injuries, yes, injuries and all that. But 24 he was there. So it is not as if, I mean, the only real difference, according to some people, and we are just taking question, Shayan Ganguly, Rahane is not a good T20 captain. BGT is not T20. He did not bowl Russell in the first 2 games. Yesterday it was Russell who got both wickets. And then he also goes on to say that, with Gambhir, Chandrakant Pandit was different. So what is the issue, Gargi? Is it the combination that you have a captain who is a relatively test match, that kind of long form, red ball, that kind of captain? Chandrakant Pandit, domestic cricket, more long form, unlike that T20 pulse which Gautam Gambhir had, has this kind of combination, which can well be very good for long form. Domestic 4 days, 5 days, test cricket. Is this not the best for and is this kind of telling us that like specialist players, there will also be specialist coaches, T20 coach, Ranji Trophy coach, test cricket coach? Is it also kind of telling us that, okay, going forward, you might also have that breed of coaches?
The only at this point we have a huge contradiction in front of us. That is Gautam Gambhir. He can command any what do you call it, format. But when we talk about
not the best test match coach.
Oh yeah.
As of
yes. Not now.
White ball, Champions Trophy, yes. T20, yes. Australia lost, New Zealand lost, Bangladesh scraped to a win. England, we have to see, so far at least on home soil, lost. Not the best test coach, Gautam Gambhir, as on
You're
today.
right. You're right. But let me go back to that point where they said that Shreyas Iyer was not there in 2022 and did not make much of an impact. Look, there is a reason why cricket is a team sport. It's never one individual person who's going to come out and change things for everyone. It's usually combinations. It's usually, people in the back room gelling and coming together, ideating, and sort of that's what execution is all about. It's never one single person calling the shots and saying this is what has to happen, or it's always collaboration. Cricket is about collaboration, be it between a coach and a captain, or the team itself. So when you think of all these things, what happened in 2024 was that the team clicked. It Gautam Gambhir as the mentor, Shreyas Iyer as the captain, and the rest of the team as well. So this is exactly what cricket is. You can't say that it's all because of Gautam Gambhir. Yes, he has a huge part to play in it, but at the same time, Chandrakant Pandit as the coach, Gautam Gambhir as the mentor, and Shreyas Iyer as the captain. Maybe together they brought out the best in the team. See, that's how it works in cricket. And when we talk about Chandrakant Pandit not being the same coach with Gautam Gambhir, or saying that maybe he's better at domestic cricket, I think I would somewhat, not domestic, longer format cricket, I would somewhat agree with that, because having seen him coach Ranji teams, having seen him, be in the domestic circuit for the longer format, he has been incredibly impactful for domestic teams, be it Vidarbha, be it the other teams, Mumbai, whatever you want to call it. But at this point, I think it's about collaboration. And if you have the right people collaborating, it brings out the best in franchise. That's what franchise cricket is all about. You have international stars, you have international coaches as well, you have the domestic, you have the legacy players, you have the young players coming in. So it's all about collaboration. Maybe that collaboration of Iyer, Gautam Gambhir, and Chandrakant Pandit brought out the best in each other, and maybe that's not what is happening this year.
Strong words, strong words. Bharat Ramraj, Gautam Gambhir injected some new ideas. Sunil Narayan at the top back, new idea. Harshit Rana went on to play for India. Vaibhav Arora did extremely well. So far this season, even I will say Ramandeep Singh played extremely well last season. So far this season, I haven't seen anyone new from KKR, like an Ashwini, like a Vignesh Puthur, like anybody like that. So far, the Ankrish Raghuvamshi plan has not really worked. Bharat Ramraj, does Ankrish Raghuvamshi and Ajinkya Rahane in that same batting order tell you something about Chandrakant Pandit's mindset? Is that a good call? Where do you stand on this?
Yeah, I guess a few minutes ago itself, I noted that Gautam Gambhir, the best part about Gautam Gambhir is he has that sense for T20 cricket, in the sense that he understands which player to which player to pick at which position at what time. So that is what he basically did with Sunil Narayan. He understood at that particular juncture, in the last year, he needed to pick someone who could go and give them rollicking stars at the top of the order, and that is how he injected Sunil Narayan into that top order. So I think that is where Gautam Gambhir has something over Chandrakant Pandit. Maybe it is because he's played enough of T20 cricket. For this season, KKR can still try someone like Lavneet Sisodia. One has seen him level on playing for Karnataka. One has seen him here in Maharaja Trophy when he has played. He's someone who's better than just a leg side hitter. He can play shots through the offside. So he has a decent game. You can take a punt with such a player. Yeah, if he fails for 2 games, fine. If he scores duck and duck, fine. You don't lose much. Didn't expect much, and yeah, you didn't succeed. But there's a decent chance that such a player, relatively unknown player, can come and score 50 of 20, 25 balls. That's the kind of punt someone like Chandrakant Pandit can also take. But unfortunately, it hasn't happened so far. Maybe it's an indicator that there is something wrong with their setup, with their coaching, with their coaching style. Because when you're losing, you have to inject something different, or a player who brings a slightly different skill set. Uh, I think that is where KKR have to learn, and perhaps it also tells something about the weaknesses in that KKR coaching setup.
Devashish Sen, Andre Russell, questions are being asked. Sunil Narayan, questions are being asked. Too early. Gargi said more time. Perhaps Sunil Narayan last year was a revolution again. Brilliant. People jumping the gun, you reckon? Or, fans are justified to get lots of questions on Venkatesh Iyer, his batting position, the money, 24 crores. It is only natural, Devashish, that these questions will be asked by fans. Where do you stand on this?
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to justify that you have been brought for 24 crores, means 23.75 to be exact. And every time the Venkatesh Iyer goes on to bat, he will feel the pressure, and that is what has happened with him. And remember, he's also the vice captain. So the initiative should come from the captain and the vice captain. They are the main home batters in the middle. When you go out in the middle in the park, you are the boss of the team. So you should channelize the team accordingly, and that has not been the case with Ajinkya Rahane or Venkatesh Iyer. There was no plan B or plan C when the team was in trouble. Yes, yesterday we saw it was a kind of a forced thing to send in Manish Pandey as an impact sub, but clearly that idea did not click. When you have three batters in Ajinkya Rahane, Ankush Raghuvanshi, and Manish Pandey, imagine what sort of thinking you have in that dugout. Means terrible thinking. Terrible thinking means when you are talking about a modern game and you have three batters who has obviously Manish Pandey definitely has passed his prime, and as Bharat said, why not try a lovely Sashodia? Means we saw Ashwani Kumar or a Vignesh Puthur has done for Mumbai. Throw them young. Means this is kind of a format that you throw them young and you give them the confidence, and they will come out in obvious invariable time they will come out with flying colors, and that has not been the case with KKR. They have been very stagnant. Obviously, that same approach, that sending in a Sunil Narine to open the batting, sending in a Quint. Means obviously it's only three matches, but there is not a single thing to talk about when it comes to KKR strategy, a plan B or a plan C. So until you are thinking out of the box in this format, you will invariably be caught out and teams will take advantage of it.
Some strong words coming on this show from everyone. I mean, a lot of people saying so and so should be released mid-season, etc. Boss, you got to realize this is no mega auction coming up in 3 years. You've got to be with this team. Yes, minor auctions here, there, some players here, there, but frankly, this is your team for the next 3 years, Gargi. I mean, this is the team that KKR will have to continue with. Ajinkya Rahane mid-season, I don't know. Venkatesh Iyer, will he take over captaincy? Will he be given captaincy? Do you reckon Lovedeep Sisodia could be a choice? Chandrakant Pandit, is he being a little conservative by putting in Quinton de Kock? Because if you check the choices, Quinton de Kock, Sunil Narayan. I will go with the tried and tested. Ajinkya Rahane. There is no experimentation so far this year. Mumbai has done with an Ashwini, with a Vignesh. And by the way, Bharat Ramraj keeps talking about talent scouts. I had a beautiful interview with Wasim Jafar. And Wasim said the Mumbai scouts, and he named Rahul Sangvi. You all can watch the interview at 2 p.m. He said, Rahul used to call me every week and saying, how is Ashwini bowling? How is other players bowling? He said all of these chaps who were playing Vijay Hazare and Smat, Mumbai scouts would follow them up way before the auction and knew that these are the players we are going to take. So he was praising the Mumbai scouting system big time, Gargi. 2 o'clock that interview. But do you think Chandrakant Pandit is a bit conservative when it comes to T20 coach?
I don't think it's necessarily conservative. I think he's just following the same template that KKR did last year, and which proved successful for them. With Shreyas Iyer not them, maybe things have changed, and Gautam Gambhir not being there as well. But when you look at this team, look at them on paper, this is one of the most balanced side, one of the strongest batting lineups. They bat deep, one of the strongest middle orders as well in the IPL. When you look at individual names on that team list, it's all about clicking. And I think it's all about execution as well. You've got a Quinton de Kock, you've got a Sunil Narayan, Rahane, Raghuvanshi, Venkatesh Iyer, Rinku, Russell, Ramandeep, Varun, Vaibhav, Harshit, and Spencer Johnson. Who do you not have? and Andrik Nokia as well. Who do you not have in that team who cannot go out there and win an IPL title? It's all about clicking at this point. I think there will come a change. I think they will see for a couple of matches what works for them or not, with a new captain coming in, with a Gautam Gambhir not being there. It's all about timing, it's all about execution and the team clicking. Once they click, this is, boss, one of the most dangerous teams that you've seen.
Okay, last 5 minutes on the show. Simple, straight question. Devashish Sen, start with you. You have followed KKR every single day this season. Do you see a turnaround? Do you see a turnaround? Do you see them getting their act together? Fans will want to know. Pitches, controversy. Chandrakant Pandit addressing. If I was in Chandrakant Pandit's position, I would have just dismissed that pitch issue there and saying pitch doesn't matter. I would not even give that controversy a single amount of bow. He referred to that pitch issue, this bigger comment in Mumbai. I would say, no, the pitches don't matter. We are playing in Mumbai. Do you see a turnaround? Because there's been too much talk on the wicket. Wickets don't win you cricket matches, players do. Simple as that. Do you see KKR getting it together? Devashish Sen, going forward?
They need to get their playing 11 absolutely spot on. Means obviously there has to be a few changes. Obviously, we know Eden Gardens wicket has favored, does have some bounce and carry. So immediately the first thing that they need to do is to get rid of Spencer Johnson and bring in Andrik Nokia if he is fit. We have seen him play those two practice games, and it's time that you need to bring Andrik Nokia. Means with that extra bit of pace, he can do wonders on this Eden Gardens wicket. Yes, and you have a Harshit Rana and a Vaibhav Arora to play the supporting role. Yes, I do see, and also someone in that middle order. Maybe it's time now to get a Luvni Trufrodia in that middle order. So I think those two changes, instant changes. If you ask me, those are the two instant changes for the upcoming game against Sunrisers Hyderabad. And wonder what is the wicket in offer for that all-important game, and obviously they are well done. But suppose if it is extra turn, will the KKR batters have it in them to counter the spin? That is going to be a major talking point in the next 2 days. We'll only get to know. But then, given if you consider the similar kind of wicket what it was in the game against RCB, KKR, we were discussing in the morning, Guryada. You did say that KKR were at time 111 for 1, and then all of a sudden to be 175 or 1. No way, your middle order has failed miserably. And what happens if the ball just turns square on? Means obviously the same Andre Russell, the same Rinku Singh will struggle against a stunning track. And ideally, they are stroke makers where the ball comes onto the bat and they can actually build. I mean, as Bharat rightly technically explained, means they can utilize that conditions if the ball comes onto the bat. But when the ball starts to turn viciously, I'm sorry, KKR will be in a spot of bother. So fingers crossed. But two changes for me for the upcoming game against Sunrisers: getting a Luvni Trufrodia, because we have tried Ramkrish Raghuvanshi for the last 3 matches, and obviously Andrik Nokia on that Eden Garden strip.
Bharat, I think Devashish makes a very important point. The first game, 115 for 2 at the end of 11 overs. You are sure it's a 200. I was actually predicting a 200. I was there at that game at the Eden Gardens. And all of a sudden, 175 all out. So the pitch was good. That is how you got off to a great start. Ajinkya played beautifully. Some shots, Quinton de Kock got out early, but you saw that great partnership happening. So the pitch was good. You don't blame the pitch for that. 200 and the match was a different story. 220 match was a different story. Last year, same pitch, 5 out of 7 matches winning on that Eden Gardens track, Bharat. My suggestion, KKR needs that kind of a wicket where stroke play is possible. Not Turner, not little spin, this spin, because that pitch on day 1 offered little spin. That's it. Because the moment the ball turns or too much or grips or becomes tacky or becomes slowish, Rinku Singh, Ramandeep Singh, Andre Russell, these fellows will start to struggle. So forget about the pitch. What was there on offer on day 1 was perfect for KKR, according to me, Bharat Ramraj. I'll give the last words to Gargi.
Yes, that's the main point. You just said forget about the pitch. Find an erase button in your minds and erase everything that you have you think about the pitch, just erase it and play the next match. I think that is the best that KKR can do, and maybe try to inject a little bit of fresh blood. Even when it comes to Andrew Russell, he's still bowling well, but one has to remember that if you consider the Caribbean Premier League in 2023 Caribbean Premier League, I guess he scored 145 runs, and 2024 Caribbean Premier League he scored 116 runs. So Andrew Russell is not performing at his best even in the CPL. So somewhere his career is also in a little bit of a downward slide, especially when it comes to his batting. I understand for the next 3 years somewhere they have to be with this same squad, but couple of their players, Sunil Narine, Andy Russell, are perhaps not at their peak of powers. So yes, KKR I think have some problems going forward, but in a league-based tournament, even if you win 1 or 2 matches, suddenly you get that momentum. You can win 4 or 5 in a row, and suddenly we'll be talking about KKR's turnaround in their fortunes. But having said that, my gut feel says this may not be the year for KKR to go on to win the championship.
Gargi, closing words. Do you see a turnaround? Do you see Eden Gardens becoming a fortress for KKR again? Do you see Hyderabad Sunrisers as that game, etc., etc.? Gargi, can you hear me? Gargi, can you hear me? Are? You can't hear it. You got to join back again.
Me?
Yeah, we can. Can you hear us?
I can't hear you for some reason.
Okay, you join back again.
I'll try.
Devashish finding it genuinely funny. I'll ask this question of Devashish and waited for her to come back. Hats off for Rinku Singh. Actually, give me an answer, Devashish Sen. Are you a tad worried about Rinku Singh? Gargi, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Oh, beautiful. Devashish was smiling because you couldn't. And all of us were wondering what is going on. So I'll give you the last word. Do you see a turnaround against Sunrisers? Do you see KKR turning it around? 2 back-to-back games, 1 Sunrisers, 1 Lucknow. Lucknow not the best bowling attack with a couple of bowlers still injured. Do you see them making a match on home soil, Gargi?
I hope. I think they should. You know what? Because I believe at this point, Sunrisers Hyderabad is a team that is heavily reliant on their batting lineup. And if their batting fires, they win the match. That's been the trend in the last year as well. And when you get that batting lineup crumbling, I think you have the match. And KKR at home at the Eden Gardens, if they have the pitch that they wanted, whatever they wanted, and the spinners can come in and do what they do best. Sunil Narine and Varun Chakravarti coming in and getting those crucial wickets. I think then it can be match on. And at this point, it's very important for KKR to get that momentum back. And if there is an opportunity for KKR to do that, I think it's against Sunrisers Hyderabad.
So there's hope. There's hope. That's what Gargi is saying. We will see what happens. The debate continues. Tonight, a different game. Tonight, we will see once again Shreyas Iyer in action. A lot of people talking up Shreyas Iyer as captain. Is he going to be as good as he was in the last game? Rishabh Pant under fire. His team may have won, but Rishabh Pant hasn't really set the IPL on fire. Once again, the 27 crore price tag will be talked about. So big game. 26.75 and 27, the two captains, folks, this night. 53.75 crores is what has been spent on the two captains playing tonight. That's the kind of money. We will set that up. At 5 p.m. But before that, at 2 p.m., watch out for Wasim Jafar. Brilliant story about Ashwini and what he used to do, even when he was not in the team, how good he was, about his work ethic, humble background, underprivileged background, coming to the fore. And Wasim Jafar was eloquent. He has coached him for Punjab, and he was hugely impressed with this young man. Left arm, he said, perhaps premature debut in 2019 at the Ranji Trophy level, but now he has it in him. 140 also he touches. Listen to that interview at 2 p.m. and we are back at 5. Thank you very much for watching.